Welcome to the New Union Frontier, La Nouvelle Frontière Syndicale, a podcast that brings you the latest news from CIU, the Customs and Immigration Union, from victories to challenges and everything in between. I'm Amanda, and this podcast was made for you, our members, to keep you informed, engaged, and empowered. And if you're not a member, don't worry, we'll be happy to have you along for the ride. Nous sommes là pour veiller à ce que vous restiez en contact avec votre syndicat et que vous sachiez ce qui se passe à chaque étape. C'est un plaisir de vous avoir avec nous. Now let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our podcast. Happy Pride. We are filming this in June at the moment, and we are here today with our national president of the Customs and Immigration Union, Mark Weber. Hello, Mark.
Hey, good to be here.
How are you today?
I'm good. Good to be here. First episode, so I'm psyched. It's exciting.
How long have you been with the union?
I became a CBSA officer in 2003, so I'm in my 23rd year.
Sounds good. Where did you start?
Pearson, worked my whole career at Pearson Airport in passenger operations.
Did you find that fun? Was it a good place to work?
Yeah, small bits of it were fun. Parts of it are not. It's a job, but overall a pretty good one, I think.
Fair enough. And you've been part of the union that whole time. Have you held any union positions other than national president?
Let's see, I became local president in Toronto in 2011, did one term as branch president, then 2 terms as first national VP, and this is my second term as national president.
And a quick overview of your career path. What brought you to where you are today?
You know, getting involved with the union is something that you just kind of like. I would say it's addictive. You like fighting the good fight and trying to fix things where you can, addressing injustice. You get more and more involved, and then suddenly you turn around and you are sitting at the national office. It's an interesting question. If I had to trace back, I probably forgot a lot of the steps, but it's been a lot of fun.
Has anything in particular stick out in your brain? The funnest part, the most exciting, most stakes?
Ooh, I mean, I do miss a lot of the work I used to do locally. You know, national president, you don't get to get too in-depth in grievances and, you know, the actual nuts and bolts of how things work at the workplace. I do miss doing a lot of that work. I mean, the work I do at the national office with some of the people we have working there is a lot of fun. We have a lot of dedicated people with a lot of expertise. I still learn something new every day.
All right. So now we have a few faster questions for you whenever you are ready. Coffee or tea?
We'll go coffee.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs.
Favorite ocean, Atlantic, Pacific, or Arctic?
Oof. Pacific.
And Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, Star Wars.
Star Wars. You got it. Good answers. I like these. What is one thing that people may not know about your role, either in the union as your role in CBSA or as the national president itself?
I mean, I would say, and I do get asked a lot, why is the union getting involved in politics around election time? Why do you have opinions on different policies and such that come out? I think the more you're involved with the union, the higher you get in the union, you realize that so much of what we do is really, it's almost all politics, right?
Exactly. I can say as a staff member, I had no idea that there was politics involved in it, which sounds silly now that I work there. It's almost all politics, especially the higher you get up in the union. So fair enough. That one is one that does not come out very often. Was there anything in particular that made you get involved in the union beyond just wanting to be involved? Was there a moment in particular? Or?
No, I've always been interested in union. My dad was a union steward for years, kind of something I've thought was important and supported throughout my life. Probably, you know, working at Pearson at the time and seeing a lot of what was being done and collective agreements not being followed and people getting preferential treatment. And it drives you a bit mad. So you feel you need to do something about it.
Exactly. If you were to be prime minister for the day, what is the first thing you would do to address border security issue?
Ooh. I mean, I think one of the big issues we have is a lack of staffing. We have a lot of ports of entry running with half of what they had even 10 years ago. Quick fix, honestly, is to have half of the superintendents you currently had made BSOs and have them actually process travelers.
Sounds good. Any other smaller things, bigger things? If you were to look like really big picture, anything big you'd overhaul or small changes that might make a big difference?
Big picture, review the use of technology, make sure that the officers are not removed from the process. Smaller things, I think for the day-to-day life of BSO, it's really to make things more equitable in terms of how management versus a member is treated. We still see that kind of preferential treatment all the time where a manager gets a talking to and a member is disciplined, right? And for the same incidents often, it's night and day.
Okay, so now we're going to get into some deeper questions, some more serious talking points, if you will. What is a recent win for the union that the members should be proud of?
It's not a win yet, but the 25 and out is so close. It's almost there. In my head, I'm counting it as a win. We're just waiting for the legislation to be enacted. So I think that's a win. I think actual win we've gotten recently that a lot of people are probably not aware of is we are going to have the civilian oversight body soon. So we'll be with the RCMP in that. And we've actually won the right to union representation at those investigations, which is, I think, a big deal. It's kind of up in the air as to exactly how that's going to work. So I think the ability for us to represent members there is really big.
And if people don't know what is the civilian oversight body?
Essentially, travelers, people who interact with the CBSA could put in complaints. There's a panel that reviews these complaints, and they can actually mandate the CBSA to investigate or do the investigations themselves. The way that was originally drafted, the union was excluded from that entirely. So members actually have a right to representation now.
That's good. And for those who also may not know, what is 25 and out? Quick gist.
The ability to retire after 25 years without penalty, similar to what almost all other public safety currently has. It's a big thing we've been fighting for a lot of years, so it's really good to see it so close.
And for those who may not know, what is the civilian oversight body?
So it's a body that allows travelers or people who interact with the CBSA to put in complaints about their interaction. The panel can actually mandate investigations, or they can do the investigations themselves. So now our members will have union representation at those investigation meetings. It's a big deal as well in that it kind of, it enshrines our place as part of the broader law enforcement community. We were really, again, the only ones who were excluded from any kind of civilian oversight. So it's an extra hurdle that perhaps some of our members will have to overcome if complaints do come in, but it kind of enshrines that we are fully law enforcement, which is a big deal.
And what may be the biggest challenge coming up in regards to border security?
We are 6 months, 7 months into the mandate of the new administration to the south of us, and we could see the mayhem that has caused. Where we'll be in 2 or 3 years, that could completely change what we think of as border security. There's legitimate fear as to, what's possible. You'd like to, have that little voice in the back of your head say, they won't possibly go there. And every time we say that, they seem to go there. So it's worrisome. I anticipate there'll be a lot of changes over the next few years.
Any tips, ideas, anything to deal with that? Maybe on an individual level, just to keep your head level through all this, or?
Try to stay off CNN as much as you can. I peek in every now and then, and I'm always regretful that I did. But it's a lot of work for our union to stay on top of. I know the government of Canada is aware of those issues, and yeah, everyone's anxious. Everyone's on edge. It's a democracy we've taken for granted for a long time that we could see kind of almost slipping away, right?
What is the biggest misconception people may have about being a union leader?
I think the biggest misconception would be that you can simply argue your way to a positive resolution to things. I hear all the time, especially, each new round of bargaining that we go through, I'll get from members, well, why didn't you just tell them, or why didn't you just, you can make the most impassioned, perfect presentation, fully supported by facts and jurisprudence, and they often just don't care because they don't want to give you what is your right to have. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of learning how to pull the right levers to get what you want to get. I understand if you're not really involved, members don't necessarily know that, but yeah, we're on it. We know what's obviously the right thing for our employer to do. They just really usually don't want to go there.
Fair enough. And what's the biggest misconception people may have about being a border officer?
Biggest misconception about being a border officer? That's a good question. Well, that TV show did us no favors. That was a lot of fiction.
I always forget that that's around.
I know. Yeah, it's funny. I rarely turn on the TV, and it's always on when I turn it on. It's like it knows that quick, put it on. Mark's turning on the TV. Yeah.
Quick, get border security on now.
Bit cringeworthy. Yeah, that's not reality. I think most border officers would say that the overwhelming majority, 95% plus of the people you interact with are absolutely great. No issues. I think a lot of your day is really dealing with a lot of decent people who you can have positive interactions with. It's not the TV show where everyone is trying to smuggle something by you, although that does happen. But
that does make good TV.
It does make good TV. I mean, you're going to film me just having happy conversations with people for a day. Actually, that might be good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It'll be a good idea for a next episode, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Best advice you've ever received about being a union rep or a union steward?
To try to not take things personally. You're dealing with a lot of issues that are really traumatic for the people that they happen to. You do the best you can. You have to understand that people are very angry, impassioned. For each person, each member that puts in a grievance or has an issue they want you to resolve, obviously for them, it's the most important thing to them, and it should be, right? And often, that's kind of taken out on the union, but you got to learn to just kind of fight through it and do the best you can and don't take it personally, and, learn how to do the job based on the experience of the people who've done it before you, I think. And I was the same when I was first a steward. You'd spend a lot of time raising your voice and getting really angry and pounding your fist on the table, and the employer doesn't care. That's not the way to win. So you'll learn that over time. It's just experience.
Fair enough. I think that's some good advice. And the best advice you've ever received about being a CBSA officer?
It's a job. Yeah, don't take yourself too seriously.
What have you learned from working at the CBSA that other people should know or that you'd like to share?
That it's really great people who work there who really want to do a good job, I think. And it's funny, you see that when we get into new rounds of bargaining with our members, a lot of their demands and a lot of what they see want to happen at the workplace isn't your bread and butter union issues. It's often not things like my pay, my leave, my benefits. Those are always there. But it's often things around, I just want the ability to do my job because they work in conditions where they don't have the equipment they need. They don't even have a proper facility to work in. They don't have enough staff to do their job. So they really are there to do good work and want to do it. They're often kind of prohibited from doing it, sadly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because especially if you have people so passionate that want to do their jobs.
Yeah.
What is one thing that members can do today to get involved other than listening to our lovely voices here?
Yeah, that's a good way. Follow us on social media, visit our website, get involved, go to a union meeting, talk to the stewards you have at your workplace. If you've never been to an annual general meeting, every branch has to have one every year. Go there and ask questions. It's a great way to start. Your entire union executive is there really to answer your questions about what's happening.
And if anyone listening does not know who their branch president is or where to find out where the AGM will be held, all of that contact information should be available on the website for you. Why should a member listen to this podcast? Hopefully we've already explained it.
Really entertaining, hopefully. Just to stay on top of what's going on, right? We're hoping to do podcasts on things that are topical about what's new with the union. I think also you could say to kind of learn about what the union has done in the past too, right? We're going to hopefully do some of those episodes, hopefully have some episodes where you have some experts on specific topics come in. So yeah, I think you could learn a lot.
Okay. And before we get wrapped up here, anything you'd like to say to the members directly?
Yeah, I hear often, I'm not sure if I should grieve. I could tell you that we have so many settlements, we win so many grievances where unfortunately it's only those who grieved who get remedy. So if in doubt and you're thinking, oh, someone else grieved, I shouldn't, absolutely put in the grievance. The entire system is set up based on you putting in a grievance in order for you to get remedy. So if you think you should, put in the grievance. There's no harm, no retribution. Nothing can really happen to you as a result of putting it in. So if in doubt, grieve.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now moving on to member concerns and union news, we want to hear from you and talk about what's important to you. If you have any topics that you'd like us to cover or simply want to provide feedback to the podcast, please reach out to us at podcast@CIU-SDI.ca. Keep in mind that if you send us a voice memo, we can use it on air. We also have some updates to Treasury Board bargainings for the PA, EB, TC, and SV groups, as well as some updates for grievances. So please feel free to check out our website and social media to see those updates and also to check out our contest. And now we want to hear from you. We want to hear the most ridiculous member-to-manager ratio available at your local. We have heard some reports of some ridiculous ratios, so the ones with the biggest member-to-manager ratio will win a prize. Reach out to us with your submission at contest@CIU-SDI.ca, and we'll share some of those submissions in our next episode. Thanks for tuning in to the New Union Frontier, la nouvelle frontière syndicale. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and follow us in your favorite podcast app so you never miss an update. Got questions or any topics you'd like us to cover? Send them our way. We can be reached at comms@ciu-sdi.ca. I'm Amanda, and we'll catch you on our next episode. Stay informed and restez solidaires.